Hi 皆さんこんにちは Welcome back to my channel. Today we will do rapid 20 sentence challenge. Okay, so I will be using N5 and N4 level grammar for this video. I will say a sentence in English, so please try to say out loud in Japanese. Okay, let's see if you can answer in 5 seconds. But of course, if 5 seconds aren't enough, you can pause the video and form sentences in your head and say out loud and start the video again. Today, the theme is making plan and hanging out with friends. So please try to make sentences in casual form. Okay, number 1. Let's catch up. Let's catch up. It's 久しぶりに会おう。久しぶりに会おう。Or if you are talking on the phone, 久しぶりに話そう。久しぶりに話そう。Okay, so 久しぶりに means after a while. So in English, when you say let's catch up, it's like it's been a while. So let's catch up after a while, right? So in Japanese, it's 久しぶりに and 会おう is a casual volitional form. So let's see each other is 会おう。会おう。If you want to say it formally, how do you say it? It's 久しぶりに会いましょう。久しぶりに会いましょう。But when you are saying it to someone like older than you or someone like who is your senpai at work, I would say, why don't we see each other after a while instead of let's do it together because it's less pushy. So I would say, 久しぶりに会いませんか？久しぶりに会いませんか？ Instead of 久しぶりに会いましょう。Okay, so 会いませんか is why don't we? Alright, number 2. Do you have any available days this week? Do you have any available days this week? It's 今週空いてる日ある？今週空いてる日ある？ Okay, so 今週 means this week and 空いてる the correct way of saying it is 空いている but as I mentioned so many times in my videos, we tend to omit this I, so we would just say 空いてる日 day ある means do you have? So 今週空いてる日ある And how do you say it formally? It's 今週空いてる日はありますか？今週空いてる日はありますか？ And when we are speaking casually, we tend to omit this wa as well. So we would say 今週空いてる日ある？ Okay, number 3. Why don't we go to karaoke all together? Why don't we go to karaoke all together? It's みんなでカラオケに行かない？みんなで all together カラオケに to karaoke 行かない？ Why don't we go? Okay, so when you invite someone to do something with you, we use this sentence pattern ない So ない form and question mark 行かない？行かない is how we say why don't we go? If you are saying this formally, how do you say that? It's みんなでカラオケに行きませんか？みんなでカラオケに行きませんか？ Okay, number 4. I have a plan that day. How do you say that? It's その日は予定がある。その日は予定がある。So, その日は that day. 予定がある is I have a plan. Okay, and if you wanna say it formally, ある change it into must form あります。Number 5. I will contact you when the schedule is decided. Okay, this is a little bit long, but how do you think you can say this? It's スケジュールが決まったら連絡するね。スケジュールが決まったら連絡するね。So schedule, スケジュール and が決まるis to be decided. Okay? And 決まったら this is たら form. In Japanese, when you say, when this happens, I will do this. We use たら form. Okay? I already made a video for たら and also the one that I explained before. ない form, all this already. So if you need to learn, you can check these videos. I'm gonna put it here. Okay. And 連絡する is to contact. And when we are talking to friends and say, I'm gonna contact you, we tend to use this ね particle at the end. 連絡するね。Alright, so スケジュールが決まったら連絡するね。And to say formally, we just change する into します。So we say 連絡します。スケジュールが決まったら連絡します。Alright, number 6. Have you been to Nara?Have you been to Nara? So when you're trying to decide what to do, you can ask, have you done this? So how do you think you can say, have you been to Nara? It's 奈良に行ったことある？奈良に行ったことある？ Alright, so when you ask someone their experience, have you done this? We use た form of the verb plus ことがある。ことがある。But when Japanese people speak casually, we tend to omit this が and say たことある。たことある。For example, have you eaten sushi? Of course you have. Have you eaten お好み焼き? I would say お好み焼き食べたことある？お好み焼き食べたことある？ Alright? And if you want to change to formal, you'd say ありますか? So it's 奈良に行ったことありますか? Of course, if you say 奈良に行ったことがありますか? It's totally correct and it's correct Japanese. But when speaking, we tend to omit this が even when we are speaking formally. So たことありますか is what you hear all the time. Alright, number 7. Is there anywhere you want to go? Is there anywhere you want to go? It's どこか行きたいところある？どこか行きたいところある？ Alright, どこか行きたいところ place you want to go ある？ Do you have? Is there? Right? So どこか行きたいところある and we tend to omit this は particle when speaking casually as well. Number 8. Let's go hiking if it's sunny. Let's go hiking if it's sunny. It's 晴れたらハイキングに行こう。晴れたらハイキングに行こう。Okay, so this たら form is also used to say if this happens. So it's 晴れたら、た form plus ら。晴れたら if it gets sunny, ハイキングに行こう。Let's go hiking. And if you wanna say formally, how do you say it? It's 行きましょう。行きましょう。So 晴れたらハイキングに行きましょう。Alright, number 9. Where are we meeting up? Where are we meeting up? It's どこで待ち合わせする？どこで待ち合わせする？ So 待ち合わせする is to meet somewhere before going somewhere together. Okay? And formally, you just change to しますか? So どこで待ち合わせしますか? どこで待ち合わせしますか? Alright, number 10. Let me know when you get there. Let me know when you get there. It's 着いたら教えてね。着いたら教えてね。着いたら when you get there 教えてね。Let me know. Please tell me. So て form is used to say please do this, right? Like eat this is 食べて drink it 飲んで right? So て form is used to say please do this. And when we are speaking casually, we tend to add ね at the end when we say please let me know when you do this. So that's why we say 教えてね. So for example, you are going home. I would say, うちに着いたら教えてね. Let me know when you get home. Okay, and if you wanna say it formally, how do you think you can say it? 着いたら教えてください. 着いたら教えてください because 手本 plus ください means please do this formally, right? Okay, before we go to the second half, I would like to announce you that I have a grammar shadowing audio course that covers 72 most essential Japanese grammar to express yourself and connect with people in Japanese. The level of this course is from N5, N4, and also a little bit of N3. Now it's 10% off with the coupon code Hey Serious Students, all capital letter. So if you are interested, please check it out. Okay, let's continue. Number 11. It's been a while. How have you been? It's been a while. How have you been? It's 久しぶり。元気だった？久しぶり。元気だった？ Okay, so it's been a while in Japanese is 久しぶり。元気だった？元気 is how are you, right? 元気だった is how have you been in the past, alright? And do you know how to say it formally? It's お久しぶりです。お元気でしたか？お久しぶりです。お元気でしたか？ So when we are speaking formally, we would add o before 久しぶり. So it's お久しぶりです. We add this too. お久しぶりです。And instead of 元気だった, we say お元気。お元気でしたか？お久しぶりです。お元気でしたか？ Okay, number 12. I've been very good. How about you? I've been very good. How about you? Let's say you're talking to me. How would you say that to me? It's 元気だったよ。ミクは？元気だったよ。ミクは？ Okay, so 元気だった I've been well. And as you might know, your particle is used to tell new information to someone. So someone is asking you, how have you been? And new information. So we would say 元気だったよ。元気だったよ。And how about you? You would say name は If you're talking to me, ミクは And if you want to say formally, how do you say that? It's 元気でしたよ。ミクさんは元気でしたよ。ミクさんは So you change to でした and you add some because you are respecting the other person. Alright, number 13. How's your work recently? How's your work recently? It's 最近仕事どう？最近仕事どう？最近 recently 仕事 job どう？ How is it? Right? And if you want to say formally, you'd say 最近お仕事はどうですか？最近お仕事はどうですか？ So like the previous sentence, we would add o before 仕事 to kind of show respect. So when we ask how's your work to our friends, we would just say 仕事, but we tend to add o when we are speaking to like senpai at work or someone you are supposed to speak formally with. So we would say お仕事はどうですか? Okay, number 14. Do you want me to take your picture? Do you want me to take your picture? Okay, so you're sightseeing together. 一緒に観光してるときに Do you want me to take your picture? How do you think you can say? It's 写真撮ろうか? 写真撮ろうか? Okay, so we use positional form plus か to say, do you want me to? 写真撮ろう。撮ろう is let's take a picture, right? And if you add か, it changes into do you want me to? Okay, so for example, do you want me to go with you? How do you think you can say it? It's 一緒に行こうか? 一緒に行こうか? Or do you want me to hold it for you? It's 持とうか? 持とうか? So 持つ the volitional is 持とう and you add か. Okay, so this is really important sentence pattern in order to show your willingness to help someone. Okay, so if you haven't watched my video, please watch this and master this grammar. Alright, and if you want to say formally, you can say 写真撮りましょうか?写真撮りましょうか? So instead of using volitional form, we would use ましょう when speaking formally. So for example, how do you say, do you want me to help you formally? It's 手伝いましょうか?手伝いましょうか? Okay, so when you are speaking formally, you would use ましょう plus か to say, do you want me to? Alright, number 15. Can you hold it for a second? Can you hold it for a second? Now you're asking someone for help. It's ちょっと持ってもらってもいい?ちょっと持ってもらってもいい? There are several ways of saying this. You could also say ちょっと持ってくれる?ちょっと持ってくれる? Or ちょっと持ってもらえる?ちょっと持ってもらえる? But I tend to hear this 手もらってもいい more, especially when you are trying to ask politely but still casually. So we use 手 form of the verb plus もらってもいい手もらってもいい Alright? So for example, can you help me? How do you think you can say using this 手もらってもいい? It's 手伝ってもらってもいい手伝ってもらってもいい And if you want to say this sentence formally, how do you think you can say it? It's ちょっと持ってもらってもいいですかちょっと持ってもらってもいいですか Okay, this one too. There are several ways of saying, can you do it for me formally? But today's theme is hanging out. So if you're hanging out with someone older than you, but someone you're close to, in casual situation where you're hanging out with someone older than you, you can use this 手もらってもいいですか Like, ちょっと持ってもらってもいいですか Alright, number 16. Do you mind if I go with you? Do you mind if I go with you? Or can I go with you? It's 一緒に行ってもいい一緒に行ってもいい Okay, so this てもいいて form plus もいい is used to say, can I do this? Or do you mind if I do this? Okay, and if you want to say formally, it's でもいいですか So it's 一緒に行ってもいいですか一緒に行ってもいいですか Okay, I already made this video as well, so please check it out if you don't know this grammar because it's really important. Alright, number 17. I ate too much and I feel sick. I ate too much and I feel sick. Let's say you are eating together in izakaya or something. How do you think you can say this? It's 食べ過ぎて気持ち悪い食べ過ぎて気持ち悪い So must form without must plus 過ぎる is to do something too much. Alright, so for example, I drink too much. I would say 飲み過ぎる飲み過ぎる Past tense 飲み過ぎた飲み過ぎた And when you want to say I did this too much and this happened, we would use this 過ぎて過ぎて So must form of the verb without must plus 過ぎて and you say something else. Right? So for example, I drank too much and I got drunk. How do you think you can say that?飲み過ぎて酔っ払った飲み過ぎて酔っ払った This 過ぎて is quite useful and you can use it with adjective as well. So for example, it's too hot. I can't do anything. You can say 暑すぎて何もできない暑すぎて何もできない Or I'm too sleepy, I can't focus, I can't concentrate. You can say 眠すぎて集中できない眠すぎて集中できない So this 過ぎて is really, really useful. Alright, number 18. It was so much fun. Let's hang out together. It was so much fun. Let's hang out together. It's めっちゃ楽しかった。また遊ぼう。めっちゃ楽しかった。また遊ぼう。Okay, so when you say very in Japanese, you could say とても and you learn that in textbook. とても is very, but you don't hear that in day-to-day life. とても is very formal and we don't use that when speaking casually with friends. So we would use めっちゃ or we can also say すごく, but めっちゃ is more casual than すごく. If you want to learn how to say very in various way in Japanese, you can watch this video later. But casually, we would usually say めっちゃ. And formally, めっちゃ楽しかったです。また遊びましょう。めっちゃ楽しかったです。また遊びましょう。Alright, number 19. I'm glad I could see you today. I'm glad I could see you today. It's 今日会えてよかった。今日会えてよかった。So, when you say, I'm glad, we would say, よかった。よかった。So, something happens, I say, I'm glad to hear that. よかった。よかった。But when you say, I'm glad that, blah, 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 we would use テフォン。テフォン。So, for example, I'm glad it got sunny. I would say, 晴れてよかった。晴れてよかった。And to be able to see someone is 会える。So we change this 会える into テフォン。会えてよかった。I'm glad I could see you. 今日会えてよかった。This is a good phrase to say it at the end of hanging out to show that you had fun and you wanna see them again. Alright, number 20. Take care on the way home. Take care on the way home. It's 気をつけて帰ってね。気をつけて帰ってね。Okay, so take care or be careful. We say 気をつけて。気をつけて。But we are saying please be careful and go home. So 気をつけて帰ってね。And if you wanna say formally, you can say 気をつけて帰ってくださいね。気をつけて帰ってくださいね。Okay, and one thing that I like to mention is that in English, you say take care at the end of the conversation on the phone. We don't say that. We don't really say take care to someone, but we do say that when someone is going home or someone is going somewhere. And when someone is going somewhere, we would say 気をつけてね、気をつけてね. But if someone is going home, we would say 気をつけて帰ってね. Okay, how many could you answer? Please let me know in the comment.
So I've been using Miku's Real Japanese products for a couple of months now and they are incredible. I'd 100% recommend looking into Sensei Miku's products. My progress has shot up crazy amounts and honestly she's so lovely and you will not be disappointed.
Speech patterns that were once mechanical now seem to flow more and more naturally. It feels so good when a Japanese friend says, wow, seems like your Japanese has jumped to the next level.
Miku is kind of a mind reader. She kind of has a sixth sense for what students might be asking, so I never have to look up anything while listening to it.
Nothing else has helped me to skyrocket my progress in speaking and understanding spoken Japanese. Can't recommend Miku Sensei's shadowing audio enough.
I've been traveling to Japan for over 20 years. I've lived there for 4 years. I'm currently the president of our Japan office. Of all the lessons that I've taken over the years, Miku Sensei's practical approach has really finally helped me to understand the everyday Japanese that people speak 80% of the time.
I find myself more and more actually just thinking in Japanese and speaking with almost no pauses, which is fantastic. So with the help of Miku Sensei's products, I was able to pass the JLPT N4 last year with no formal teachers, no formal lessons. So thank you, Miku Sensei.
When I first started, I couldn't hardly speak any Japanese at all. But now I'm confident when I speak to native speakers, and I'm currently preparing to take the JLPT in 1 and 2 this year. And I don't think that I could have reached the level that I have without Miku Sensei shadowing audios. They were one of the most powerful tools that I ever used in my Japanese learning journey.
So if you want to become fluent fast and learn real Japanese that we actually use here in Japan and connect with people in Japanese, please click the button here and check out my products.